What's going on, everybody? John Eric Poli here with My MMA News, and today's guest defeated Daiqwon Buckley by a split decision at Titan FC 77. I am pleased today to once again be joined by Daiqwon Buckley. Daiqwon, thanks for being here, man. It's always a pleasure talking with you. Congratulations on another win, third in a row, three in a few months. You got to be feeling great.
Hey, thanks, John. It's always a pleasure being here. But yeah, man, we feel good, brother, and we're ready to just keep on getting them wins.
Yeah, so let's start talking a little bit about this win here. So obviously, right, you're coming off a win on the PFL Contenders Series, and I am going to ask you about that a little bit here, but I do want to put this more recent one first. Obviously, right, this is a big promotion for you because it is a feeder into a lot of those bigger ones like a Bellator or a UFC or one of those. So what was it like getting this opportunity? Because it seemed like it was kind of on a bit of a short notice because I follow you on social media. It seemed that you were just, hey, I'm fighting in 2 weeks. Like, oh, I guess Daiqwon's fighting in 2 weeks. I'm not going to be able to reach out to after the fight. So did this come together kind of last minute for you?
It was, yeah. So before the fight, I probably had, maybe like a week and a half. Literally, I didn't know I was fighting. I was supposed to fight for a different promotion for June 5th, and then that fight didn't happen. So yeah, I was planning on just fighting in July, kind of hanging out, and then my management at Ruby gave me a call, and I was like, "Hey, do you want to fight for Titan like a week and a half?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, let's do it." So yeah, it was definitely short notice, man. But I mean, we're excited, just get another fight and stay active and stuff like that. So yeah, man.
So what was that whole experience like for you taking a short notice fight like that? I know you're in a point in your career where it's more about being in the gym every day, getting better, sharpening your skill sets, getting in as many fights as possible for as many experiences as possible. It's still a short notice fight is still a short notice fight. What was that experience like?
Right. It was definitely different than having a full camp. But I mean, it wasn't too bad. I mean, at the end of the day, I just knew that I was fighting. It was kind of hard to really get in the rhythm. Like the fight week because it didn't really feel like fight week for me. But yeah, I mean, I just have to be ready. I mean, I guess that's part of mixed martial arts. Sometimes you just have to be ready all the time to take those short notice fights. And I mean, I'm always in the gym. So, I mean, I'm always ready to go anyway. But yeah, it was definitely different. But I don't mind, so I'll be ready for more short notice opportunities if they come. So I'll always be ready.
Especially too in the spot that you're into, you imagine a lot of these bigger promotions might be calling for a short notice. I guess it is good to have that
Right.
experience under the belt. And I do want to talk a little bit more about this fight here. Obviously, right, close one split decision win. Let's kind of do a little breakdown of it here. Take us through it in your mind here. We'll start round by round here. We'll start with the opening round, obviously. Just kind of take us through that round and kind of how you think it played out.
Yeah. So round one, it was more of like a feel out, just feeling him out, seeing what he's going to throw and seeing how he moves. And, I won round one for sure. I know I didn't throw too many punches. I was really just trying to stay tactical and make sure that I stick to what I planned on doing. So yeah, I think round one went very well. I didn't really get hit much in the fight. I mean, I know I had a little bruise, but I probably really got hit maybe 4 or 5 times clean, and that was in the third round. Second round comes out. I think I dominated him pretty well. Got a couple strikes in, took him down. I was able to split him open with an elbow when I was on mount, and I just got a little bit lazy in there. Like I said, I do train full time, but when I'm in a fight camp, it's a little bit different. But I mean, I'm not going to be here to make excuses. I mean, Fuse, he did put on a very good fight, and he was a tough guy. He was durable. And then round three, that's when I started getting a little bit tired. I tried to push the pace. He hit me with a couple good shots. But yeah, so as much as I would like to finish, I really, really, really wanted to finish that fight. But I mean, Fuse showed up. He was ready to go. So I'm thankful for him, stepping in there with me. And yeah, hats off to Daiqwon Fuse. But my next performance, I definitely plan on fighting way better. And now that I have some time and a full camp, I'll be ready to go.
And it is a learning experience too, obviously, right? It's your first time kind of going into those like really deep waters to that too. So it was definitely good, experience for you there with the fight. But I do want to ask you about right at the very end of it, right? So split decision. It's funny. I feel like every time I ask this
Right.
question, most fighters will say, "Oh no, I knew I had a one." But when you hear a split decision, when they start reading it off, do you get nervous? Like, "Oh my God, what if this goes the other way?"
Absolutely. So right after the fight, in my mind, I'm like, okay, like I want a unanimous decision. That's exactly what I was thinking. I'm like, all right, like I won all 3 rounds. I got in the bag, and then the judge reads that he got the first round. I'm like, oh, whoa. I was like, oh, okay. Like now that's when the nerves started kicking in, and I'm like, wow, okay, I didn't know that the fight was that close or whatever. So yeah, I definitely started getting nervous, and then once I said my name for the third judge, I was like, oh, all right, like, but yeah, I definitely truly did think I won all 3 rounds. But I mean, hey, like I said, he did. He fought a really good fight. So, but yeah, I was definitely a little bit nervous once I heard that it was going to be a split decision. So
Well, hey, you got the win, and that's all that matters. Now, I do want to go back a little bit. Let's go back to your second professional fight, making you 2-0. So you had a chance at a PFL contract on their contender series that they had. You got a TKO win. It was a second round TKO win. I know these shows can be a little cutthroat. At least I know, like the Dana White Contender Series, for example, they give out a few contracts. A lot of times when you get to finish it,
right,
kind of secures it. This time, I think right, PFL only gave out one. Were you shocked at
right.
all that you went out there and you got a finish and that you weren't offered a contract?
No. So from what I understood, it's like I was the only one on that heavyweight card that only had one professional fight going in. And a lot of the other guys that had multiple pro fights, and what they're really looking for is somebody to fight, in their season, at the shot of the $1 million. So for me, I believe it was more of like an exposure thing, get my name out there, which I mean, it definitely worked. But no, I wasn't surprised. A lot of those fighters have a way more fights than me, way more experience. So, at this time, they may be, more deserving. I'm not going to say they work harder than me, but or I'm not even going to say that they're actually better than me. But right now, like on paper, it definitely looks better for one of those guys to be fighting in the PFL in their tournament. So yeah, no, it wasn't no surprise. I was kind of expecting that. So for me, it was more just like I have a fight coming up. Regardless of what promotion it is, and I got to get the job done.
And that was another one too. That was a good experience for you too, because it was at least like kind of a shot at a big promotion like the PFL too. And I'm sure you'll be in one of those big promotions here soon. I do want to ask you one more thing with this PFL thing though, because before that fight, we got to do an interview and we were talking about how it was going to be a cool experience because they had a lot of like celebrity judges picking, like I think was it Mike Tyson, Ray Lewis, Todd Gurley. Is that who did yours? Was it those three?
It, Ours was Randy Couture, Vitor Belfort, and Lola Jones.
Okay, so I mean, yeah, all right. Well,
Yeah,
two legends in the MMA world, Lolo Jones too, track star, right? So that's pretty cool
right.
too. I'm a track and field guy, so I think that's pretty cool that you got to do it in front of those.
Oh
But
yeah,
just like doing it in front of celebrity judges is kind of cool. What was that experience like of getting to go out there and compete for those guys?
it was pretty neat. I didn't realize actually like until after the fight, like before the fight and during the fight, like that wasn't even like across to my head. But I didn't really get to really process everything until after when I was actually talking to them and they were giving a like a review of like my performance and stuff like that. And that's when it really hit. I'm like, oh wow, okay, like this is pretty cool. But yeah, before then it wasn't really like oh wow, like they're watching me because I was just actually super focused for the fight. And John Cunningham, like, I lost sleep over that man. So like I knew that like it was going to be important, and I knew that I had to beat him. So yeah, no, I definitely was more focused on the fight. But yeah, it was an awesome experience though to get to talk to them after the fight and hear what they had to say about the performance.
And what do they have to say? Do you have any good words of advice for you? Well, obviously Lola is more just there to be a celebrity judge, but at least Victor and Randy Couture have any good advice for you?
Yeah, I mean they set up a few good things. I don't really remember like top of the hand, but yeah, no, they definitely said some good things that I can definitely take with me. Actually, they told me to keep stick with it and have a bright future, and that's one thing that definitely stuck in my head. So I'm gonna just keep going and see what happens.
I know what's next for you. I know the plan is obviously to stay busy, stay active, keep getting fights in there. When the fans expect to see you again?
Hopefully in August. August. We're working on something right now. So August, they should definitely expect to see me back in there, and we'll see what happens. We're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep getting fights. We're gonna keep winning, and only up.
Awesome, man. And now just to wrap things up, we're going to do a little check-in here. So check in first, Sanford MMA. You're down there right now, South Florida, taking in the nice, sunny, warm weather here in the summer months. I know it can be a little hot down there for the summer months. But anyways,
Oh,
how's
yeah.
things going down there in South Florida? How's the gym? How are the teammates? And how's the training experience been like down there?
Everything is great, man. Everybody's getting better. Everybody's looking sharp. A lot of people have fights coming up. My boy Phil Hawes, he's fighting this Saturday. So we're gonna be cheering him on this weekend. But yeah, so everyone's looking good. Everyone's sharp. Everyone's ready to go. Gym vibes are always great. Always a good time. My training partners, the heavyweights, always getting me better. We're always getting each other better. So can't ask for a better team. Coaches, great. Very helpful. And yeah, we have the best gym in the world. So if anyone's thinking about really putting in the action and trying to be the best, Sanford MMA is where to go.
Definitely is one of the top gyms in the world there. And then finally, like we always do, just because we're two NEPA guys, go ahead, Dunmore, give the nice shout out to the fans back home.
Hey, Dunmore, I know everyone's watching, right? Thank you guys. I love the support. It's truly amazing, and your support does not go unnoticed. So thank you guys, and I'm gonna keep making everybody happy.
Awesome, man. And finally, the last thing before you roll out, go ahead and plug your social media so people know where to follow you at. You have any sponsors or management, anyone you got to give a
Yeah.
shout out to? Floor is yours.
Yeah. You guys can follow me on Instagram. That's usually where I post most of my MMA stuff. It's Daiqwon Buckley _MMA. I also want to give a huge shout out to my sponsors. You guys know who you are. I'm going to be posting a pretty short video with all my sponsors listening there too. I also like to thank Ruby, Steve Swedish, and Danny Rube for helping me grow, getting me the fights, and progressing as we continue our journey. And also too, John, thank you, man. Thank you for interviewing me and putting my content out and helping me grow too.
Hey, Daquan, no problem at all, man. It's always a pleasure talking with you. I always look forward to these conversations. It's always great catching up with another guy from NEPA, a guy that's a professional athlete from this area, too. We don't have a lot of them up here in northeastern Pennsylvania, so it's always great seeing guys from this area do great things. And anyway, man, I'm going to let you take off. Again, thanks so much for doing this here today. And I want to thank the viewers, too. Everyone that watched today's interview, really appreciate it. If you liked it, please go to the bottom, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to this YouTube channel if you haven't done so already, and keep going to MyMMANews.com. We have great work that comes out there every single day of the week, so make sure you guys keep up to date with all of that as well. We'll see you later, everybody.